before the climactic scene where we all get executed gangster style.
Yes.
All right, party time is resumed. I gotta stop eating my potato chips now. So here you are standing before Big Bruiser here. He's not as sharply dressed as the other guys, but it doesn't look like he needs to be. His arms and chest and face are heavily muscled and scarred to an extent. He does have his legs propped up on the desk, and he's just, he's not angry at you or violently threatening you. He actually has a sort of amused expression on his face.
See all that, did you?
Oh, it was a good show for sure. You surely pissed off Mario right there, man. I thought he was gonna fucking... It's just lost in another sea of laughter, the words just cascading. He actually does start laughing harder now. Oh, it was a great thing. You actually don't look that worse for wear there yourself, man. That was good.
I'm a lot tougher than I look. Although I still need to brush up on actually punching things.
I can see that. Well, if I had the time to spare, I would certainly give you some pointers, but he actually presses a switch, and the door that's next to you begins to slide open, but unfortunately, Mr. Fratelli keeps me busy. You two have a nice visit now. The door opens, and you two step into a very plush... If the middleman below you was highly decorated, this one is even more opulent, just contained in a smaller area. A massive bed over there against the wall is indicative of, well, a wealth style that could fit many women, plus Lorenzo Fratelli himself. Behind the desk is a man who also has his legs propped up, wearing one of those hats you'd find indicative of like a 1920s Chicago gangster thing. He has a not exactly a shotgun so much as a Winchester rifle next to him. Which is very interesting. You wouldn't think that would be such a great weapon in close quarters, but he has it all the same. As well as a heavy pistol that is obviously unloaded. He's actually twirling with a finger. Very finely dressed himself, meticulously crafted appearance, and looks like he's seen his own share of warfare. Sitting on the other side of the desk, who's actually looking at the two of you as you enter with a bemused expression on his face, is a man Byron recognizes. If you consulted a dictionary, you would be unsurprised if you simply found a picture of Valentine next to the word rake. Immaculately dressed and incredibly wealthy, Valentine is truly the epitome of latest fashion sensibilities. He has an aristocratic charm about him, straddling that line between haughty and polite. He is slight of build, but as Byron could testify, certainly not a slight man.
Byron will nod and say, well,
Saying,
there's the man I was looking for. And just...
Lorenzo says, come in, please, my friends. I do have so much to discuss with the two of you. There are two seats that are right next to you, where you guys are standing right now, that you are more than happy to sit in. Should you so wish it.
I will sit.
As will I.
But, Valentine continues to glance over at the two of you, although he looks back to Lorenzo. Lorenzo, supremely confident, indicative of all the enforcers you've seen before. Certainly a man who knows his place in the world, and does not think he's going to be going anywhere anytime soon. He does begin with sort of like some sort of sleazy statement. Like, his whole voice just screams sleaze, but it can be sincere in its own way. I must begin with an apology of sorts. My men can get a bit enthusiastic in their defense of me. They do know I am watching, and I certainly do look for the right specimens, but a heavily ringed hand, though not overly fat, gestures towards Marcus, although you certainly did show Mario quite well that he still has much trading left to undergo.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Very well then. On to matters of business. He looks over at Valentine and looks back at the two of you. It seems that I was not in the know. That Astoria was already, he frowns, taken. I am, and he looks back at Valentine, also actually a little unnerved as he looks at the Ventrue. Ventrue smiles at him, looks back at you two. I was unaware that it was claimed by you. You not being, as he says, it's not being so directly you two, just like a general encompassing you. In that case, I was simply trying to expand the Fratelli family, over into Queens, make a better statement of myself. It has been some time, and certainly both I and the, he spits on the ground, Gaspucci family, stupid family. He laughs at this as if he thinks it's funny. Have been put off kilter by whatever you all have been doing here over the past year. Still, I thought it was safe for me to expand my horizons, but he frowns. It seems my father was right when he said that what we have in Manhattan could be no better. And he looks at Marcus. Yes, my men did spot you. You all are the proprietors of that little real estate business, no?
Byron nods. That is so.
I saw it for myself whenever I went there this evening. A rather beautiful establishment, and I certainly thought that we could take pains to move in, but had I known... He looks back at Valentine, again a little nervous. Valentine smiles oddly, looks back at the two of you. Had I known, I certainly would not have expanded to Astoria, settling more for Long Island City and Steinway instead, first and foremost. As a matter of fact, we have been setting our eyes on Astoria for quite some time, and have already made dealings there. To further make amends, we will resend what we have done thus far. There's an odd smile that he gives himself, self-confident, smug, as if he thinks this is a great deal.
Byron is going to glance over at Valentine see how he's reacting.
Valentine still has that bemused expression on his face. Yeah, apparently every time his eyes glaze onto Lorenzo, Lorenzo gets a little hot under the collar. He shifts a bit in the chair, a little nervous.
Byron will say, well, I don't see a problem with that. The woman that you had an acquaintance with at that real estate office should make a full recovery, so I don't see a problem there.
Lorenzo almost treats it in a dismissive manner. Yes, we certainly do not believe in the prospect of killing. No, that would harm business too much. We simply wish to make our point heard, and he takes on the musing expression. She certainly was a very strong woman. I can see why you, and then he looks curiously at you. Byron?
Yes.
Yes, she said your name a few times before. She told us that we could go to hell. It was beautiful.
And say, yes, she's quite spunky when she needs to be.
Indeed, indeed. I certainly had not thought such a frail, bookish woman would have stood up to myself and two of my men, let alone told us in no certain terms what we would not be doing there, but... There's a dark, almost menacing chuckle. Indeed, I understand everything now. As such, I am glad that you came here, seeking more information, as it made the matter more convenient. The Fratelli family shall be leaving Astoria alone, so long as you do not get any sort of crazy flighty idea of pursuing and threatening our interests, of course.
I don't think that'll be a problem. I think our interests do not lay in this area, and he will glance meaningfully at Valentine. I'm fine to leave well enough alone.
Certainly, certainly. He stands up from his chair and looks at the two of you. Well then, I believe the matter is settled. If you... He looks at Marcus. I do say you might be fitting for our costume party nights. The next one's coming up quite soon. I do believe my, he snorts, blockhead could give you further details if you're interested. Some of the clientele and patrons who visit our establishment here might be interested in one, such as you. Although the blue pinstripe, he shakes his head. Rather, perhaps you could leave that alone.
Will your guard Mario be there?
Lorenzo thinks about this. He asks, would it be more interesting for you if he were there?
Maybe. I just don't want to get into another fight with him. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I say things I shouldn't just because that's who I am. And if that's going to get him mad, he's going to start fighting me. I don't want to go.
Lorenzo says, he's still standing and looking down at you two. I suppose, perhaps he has been embarrassed enough. He does not need any more of it. There are other matters. Now, if there is anything else...
I have nothing else. I was mostly called here because of this asshole. He says, pointing to Byron.
Byron will just smile serenely.
Nice to see that we're, displaying a unified front when out in public.
Yes. In that case, Lorenzo says, well, in that case, I do believe our business is concluded then. I would, he pauses, offer you two some of our remaining food before we throw it away, but I do not feel that you, that encompassing, overarching you, would be quite satisfied by it. The door which had closed behind you opens again. Valentine remains at his chair, looking from Lorenzo, just the two of you, still amused.
Byron, on his way out, will nod to Valentine and said, if you would please look me up at your earliest convenience.
Valentine, for the first time in the conversation, speaks, oh, don't worry, Byron. I'm sure I will find the time. You two take care now.
Marcus is just walking out.
The door closes behind you, and the big bruiser who, he still has his legs propped to the chair, he laughs as soon as the door is closed. I'll be damned. There's not a whole lot of people that can venture in there and return with their heads intact. You've done a good thing. Done a good thing indeed.
I guess we're lucky.
Well, now,
Byron's just going to shake his head.
off the two of you go before Mr. Fratelli changes his mind. Mario comes back. He snorts. I am sure that would be a great pain for all parties. Yeah.
All right.
Stops looking at you guys and returns to looking at his security cameras. And as you before you guys round the corner, he says, "Oh, and your man outside, whoever he is, tell him that he cannot hide from me."
Well, the phone is still on, right? I mean,
Sure is. If he still has it on from his end, then yeah. That was just his loud, booming voice. Tell him he cannot hide from me.
Well, shit.
All right, we'll do that. See
You
ya.
two have a good morning now.
Oh, do you have the time?
It appears to be 3:37.
Thank you, my good man.
The guards who are waiting for you no longer have their weapons drawn or anything. They just they step out of your way. And you guys encounter no resistance at all as you go to the second floor, and then go down to the first floor. The waitresses by this point are still bussing around and cleaning up. The kitchen is still cleaning up a little bit. Mario's nowhere to be sighted, although the two guys that Byron had awed previously nod politely as you head down to the first floor and then exit. The door opens as when you step near it, and there's Blockhead there saying, "Oh, Mr. Rand." And he looks down at Marcus. "You." And back to Byron. "You look so much better. Were you worried that much? By what you had to say to Valentine the Great and Magnificent? You don't look so pale anymore."
Yes, I had a bit of food up there. It was wonderful. It reinvigorated me, and I'm a lot less nervous now. Thank you for consideration.
He smiles. The middleman has that effect on everyone. Thank you for coming by. And then, looking at Marcus. "Oh. Uh, Mr. Fratelli, he told me to tell you that our next costume night party is on the 17th of January. It's a Saturday. There might be lots of cool people." He smiles. He beams at you. "And you're welcome to come."
All right. I might be there, so put me down for Marcus Paulson.
Absolutely. He looks over at Clipboard Man. Clipboard jots it down. "Hope you enjoyed your stay at the Middleman, the finest establishment in the world. Be seeing you." Wide smile.
Yep. See you later.
Good man. He'll walk up too.
Alright, you two go walking off into the sunset. I mean,
Marcus is going to step up to where he assumes David is and says, "Yeah, you've been seen.
Well, how much auspex do you have? You might be able to just see me.
I have 3 dots."
three.
So, yeah, you can probably just see me.
Yeah, you're not that inconspicuous, David.
Yeah, I gathered.
So anyway, who's paying for the cab back to Astoria?
Guess that'd be me. Let's go.
I was just going to take the subway.
Probably wise.
I'm sure you could obfuscate in the cab. It's not a big deal or anything, right?
Just sit
Oh, yeah,
between
no,
the two of
totally.
us.
I mean, it's not like, the cabs are, tightly packed already.
It's just going to be the three of you. Everyone who looks in, will just subconsciously realize that there's no more room. Your call. And of course you have all the time in the world. Sunrise doesn't happen until after 7 a.m., so you guys have about 3.5 hours. Of course, being out later than 6 a.m., you might be pushing your luck. It's up to you on what you guys want to do for the rest of the night.
Actually, you know what? I kind of want to swing past Elysium real quick. At least one of them.
Okay. And it's also worth noting that you guys still don't exactly know what's become of Joseph, other than the fact that he's been indisposed for the entire night. And, Leslie Cutter.
Right. Byron's going to put in a call in the cab or wherever he is to Joseph, seeing how it has been about 6 or 7 hours, and see maybe if he's not indisposed yet.
Craig will pick up the phone, say that no, Joseph is still indisposed. Like I said, I assumed that he would not be available for the entire night, and it appears I was right. Muffled screaming in the background.
Byron's not going to know what to think of that. He will note it. Say, well, whenever he feels up to it, tell him to give me a call.
Stupid vampire cunts! I'll kill all of you!
Wonderful. Let him know we called.
Craig says, of course, Byron, of course.
Then Byron's gonna want to go check on Evelyn and
Okay.
perhaps get some feeding done because he's down to 6 blood points. So he's not ravenous, but yeah, he's getting there.
All right, Aaron, say David's character's heading towards Elysium. Byron's heading towards Astoria. Where's Marcus want to go?
Marcus is gonna go feeding because I'm gonna spend 2 blood points to heal the 2 points of damage I've been dealt. Unless vampires can heal it naturally.
No, you have no natural method of healing. You're dead.
Alright.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend 2 points of blood to heal my bashing damage. That feels so weird doing that.
Okay.
You're dead.
You did. Yeah. Oh, all right.
And then I'm go hunting, I guess, in Astoria, looking for drunk people.
All right. See, drunk people aren't too hard to find at all times of day. However, like I said at the beginning, I'm going to start making hunting rolls more difficult now. Even though it's your domain, certainly Byron has a very fastidious thing to do. It's early morning now, and it's not a weekend morning. Not only that, but he has to fit a very narrow niche of people that he can actually feed on.
This is Mark's.
I know, I was going for Byron since he's going to feed too.
Okay.
In that case, see, difficulty subtracted by 5 courtesy of your hunting domain. Since you do know the choicest places to look for particular things. We'll add plus 2, given the fact that it's the time of day it's bad, and plus 2 because of your exacting needs as a Ventrue. So for you, Byron, a difficulty of 5 for your hunting check. And a failure just means you spend an hour fruitlessly, and you can keep trying. You've got 3 hours. You succeed. Would you only like to take 2 blood points, or do you want to consume more?
Yeah, it's going to be 2, and he's just going to feed all 3 times if he can. So I'll do 2 more.
Okay.
2 from each.
Okay. That's a failure. And that's a failure. So, it's now like 30 minutes before sunrise, and you hunted successfully once.
He's going to go, actually, if he can, he's going to check by Evelyn one last time and see if she's up. And if not, he's going to leave a note to have her call me when she arises. I mean, it might go to his voicemail, but still.
Okay.
And drop off the phone if you got that back from Marcus.
No, I don't think that happened.
She'll
Really
get
don't
it back,
remember
probably
that.
not tonight.
Okay. Alright, now, Marcus, for you, you certainly don't have the Ventrue difficulty. So in this case, for you, it's only a hunting roll of 3. Alright, you've successfully hunted. It's now like in the 4:30ish.
I am angry, though.
Oh. Oh. Okay. That's 7 minus self-control. And your self-control is 3, yeah.
That's the...
And you're under that.
So it's a
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay. In that case, what you need to roll for then is... Okay, self-control check at difficulty 6, as soon as you've tasted the blood, to avoid frenzying.
Nope.
No. In that case, either you start spending willpower points, or now that you've latched onto this vessel, you're gonna be forceful with it.
The most you can take either way is
3 blood points, yes.
I'm not going to spend a willpower point.
Okay, in one turn you've consumed 6. You're no longer hungry. Out of generosity's sake, I will allow you to make another reroll to escape from this.
Yes.
Yes, you do manage. Obviously the person is woozy, having taken a bit more, having taken 30% of their blood. They'll be okay. Maybe.
I'm gonna go hunting one more time. It's gonna be a bit more safer now since I'm not hungry.
Okay. Your blood
I'm just
pool's up
going
to
to
6.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna hunt one more.
Okay.
Nope. How many botches I had this evening?
So,
Way early.
so this is gonna be an interesting situation. I love this. We'll go play off this. So you found a pretty enough woman. She looks a bit tipsy, and you think it's a good opportunity since you know, the alcohol and whatever. Now, what sort of penalties is imbibing all this alcohol been doing to you? You've had 3 blood points that are alcohol doused, right?
The question becomes how many drinks of alcohol have they had? For every 2 drinks of alcohol someone has, I take a -1 penalty to my dexterity.
Right, but since you're alcohol addicted, you have to drink people who are drunk, right?
I believe so.
Where is the exact situation on that? Is it states of being? Wouldn't be this complicated if you didn't fucking botch this, goddamn! Alright, poisons and drugs. The vampire subtracts 1 from dexterity and intelligence dice pools for every 2 drinks worth of alcohol in his victim's blood. This effect fades at the rate of 1 die per hour. We'll say for the purposes of this, that you have, since you botched, you're obviously going to be less intelligent. We'll say that you've lost a whopping 2 points of dexterity, and your intelligence is, you were careless. So -2 to your intelligence too. You thought it'd be a great idea. You thought it'd be a great idea. I know you only have 2. So you thought it'd be a great idea at the time. You know, you just picked up a woman, you know. She looked drunk. It's totally great. Fuck it. It's your domain. What the hell could possibly go wrong? And then behind you, you hear, "Motherfucker, bitch ass punk!"
Huh?
And it appears that, walking outside of a van, cracking his knuckles, having removed his suit, is Mario Fratelli. That enforcer that you fought.
Hi.
Now, let's go focus on, spend some time on David here. You've gone to Elysium. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the prince. Not the prince, the sheriff.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be confirmed for you. He's actually, just some brief talking around. He was at, Madison Square earlier in the evening, but, he's gone. And, he might be gone for the rest of the night. Don't exactly know when he's gonna be showing back up. Yeah, he was around. He was talking with some people. He's not around anymore.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm just heading on back to Astoria.
Okay. Would you like to do any hunting? I mean, you are pretty full.
And I mean, after last night, I don't think I have it in me.
Alright, that's fine. Let's go ahead and, bring you all back here. Where the impaired Marcus has been trailed by Mario, the Fratelli Enforcer, who outside of the scope of Lorenzo is out for a brawl. And this is when Marcus is suffering -2 to his dexterity dice pools and his intelligence dice pools.
Well,
Okay.
fuck.
In that case, we'll go ahead and roll for initiative. 1d10 plus wits plus dexterity plus your celerity.
I got me a good 7.
I'll be fucking damned. He rolled a 1, so that brings him up to a value of 6. You're still faster than him, even while drunk.
So what does Mario do?
Mario is he's coming at you. He wants to take some strikes at you. That's what he's going to be doing. He's going to punch you.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna punch back.
All right, you get to punch first.
Yeah. Question, would my specialty in dexterity called precise help me at all in this?
No. Even if you would attempt to argue that, I would say that you're intoxicated right now. And if you're gonna try to do like some sort of precise aiming at a body part of his, then yeah, sure, I'd allow that to go. But just a punch, no. Looks like that's 2 successes there. That adds to your damage.
Heck yeah.
4 dice of damage, I think you got. Since your strength is 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hit him when I'm drunk, but when I'm completely sober.
He actually takes one of those. You have bruised him. Punk ass bitch! He swings at you in return. I don't think bruised applies any penalties, right? It's just wounded and below.
When you get, it's the first one is hurt or whatever.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. That is going to be 4 connects with added to his damage dice rolls for a total of 7 d10s.
Ouch.
That is going to be only one damage for you to soak. Which case, you wouldn't even have to roll, because automatically rounded down, you take nothing.
Well, I did soak anyways.
You soaked it
Hey.
anyways. What's up?
You spent 2 blood points to heal that damage you took, right?
Yes, I did. And then I ate, and then I got 3 from another, and I got 3 from a different person.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't 1 blood point heal 2 points of bashing?
It might very well, but he spent them both. We'll just go with that. Just remember in the future that bashing is so insignificant for a vampire. But now that I'm thinking about it, you might very well be right, Aaron.
Oh,
I thought so.
I'm just
oh
rolling with him.
well.
Yep. He's gonna do the same thing. I just stand there and punch you. He's gonna try to go toe to toe, slugging it with you. He's out for blood.
Well, so am I. Glorious
Okay.
fisticuffs it is.
You go first.
1.
Okay, so that adds to your damage.
One.
He soaks
0.
it. All right. I suppose we'll do some theatric thing. You're bobbing and weaving in your drunken state, trying to get a good land on Mario. Mario, in turn, he's angry at how you showed him up and how his bros were laughing at him. He's trying to get you back in return. He balls his fist and he swings a mighty punch at you. And it is so mighty that all the successes are canceled out and he whiffs.
That reminds me of something. Can you drunk foo in this? Like, just roll with a punch because you drunk?
I don't know, Aaron. I don't know.
I'm honestly wondering if it would add to the soak.
All right, so it's been 2 rounds of shucking and jiving. You've managed to dish it, to take everything he's potentially dished. He whiffed on that last one. You've actually landed in a good hit on him. You gonna do the same thing because he's trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, round 3 of combat, turn 3. Let it fly, Marcus. Let it fly did. That's 2 successes.
Yes.
So 4 damage dice.
No.
Appears that although your punch lands, it is ineffectual. He laughs at you once again, just saying, "Stupid punk ass bitch," like he's a broken record. You can't really tell. You're drunk. With his suit off, he feels like he's more maneuverable now. He's gonna try coming at you again. And again, whiff. Thankfully, he rolled 1 success to cancel out the punch.
Are we gonna do the same thing again?
Oh yeah, apparently he's got a little liquid courage in him too. That must be it. All right, you
One
have
success.
1 success there. I want to
At
note
least
on
I'm
everyone on
landing.
YouTube. Everyone on YouTube, this is not my fault. He rolled a botch, okay? I'm just simply going with it.
I would like to have also stand for the record. I've hit him. I've just yet to do damage.
You did do 1 point of damage to him. He's at 6 out of 7 health.
2 damage. Well, 1.
1, which he soaks.
Of course. This is gonna take all night.
It better not. That is 2 successes to add to his damage dice. No, he deals no damage to you. Now you guys just had a round of ineffectually punching one another.
Has this devolved into a slap fight?
It might very well have. You two are just like in some alleyway somewhere.
Why are we fighting again?
He's still committed though. I mean, he hunted you down. He wanted this.
I'm
You'd have to be
assuming we're
the...
continuing to do the same thing.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Looks like 2 successes. Marcus connects with another punch.
Ow.
He cannot soak all of that. Oh boy. He soaks 3 of it, but he is down to injured now.
Which bequeaths a -1 to all of his rolls. Why did I use the word bequeath? God damn it.
Because fuck you, it's classy as fuck.
It bestowed it. He is definitely smarting from that. That was a well-connected punch right onto his sternum. He winces, steps back a few, and then he shakes his head and he comes rearing at you again with another punch. That's what he's going to be doing for his turn.
Just rip his arm off.
Well, he hasn't yet punched, so,
It is his turn.
yeah, let's go ahead and that's going to be adding 2 to his... Actually, no. Subtract the 7, since he has the -1 now. That's 1 success for his damage dice of...
4? Well, no, you -1, so...
Yeah, it's 3... That's 2 minus 1 is 3. So yeah. In that case, he only has one hit, providing you soak it. And even then, it doesn't matter, because it's only one, and you soak it just fine. Alright, he's still committed to just standing by you and attacking, no matter if he's injured. He wanted this. He's not backing down.
Well, in the worst case scenario, if I knock him out, I get another meal out of this. Whatever.
Okay.
But he's drunk, is he?
That's right. It's not the, you know...
He seems like he has some liquid courage. What can I say?
Perhaps, perhaps not. We'll find out if Marcus tries to drink the blood. What happens if you try to drink non-alcohol tainted mortal blood?
He probably pukes.
I probably puked that blood right back up.
Yeah.
I got
It's gonna
2.
be gross.
Yep, looks like you got 2.
Three.
He's down to 2 out of 7. Which means that puts him at,
He's at mauled.
mauled. Now that he has been slowed down, and apparently your drunken state has made things so much better, a rapid-fire series of punches has left him severely wounded. He is but a mortal, and you are a vampire.
And he's only subtly drunk, apparently.
Apparently I'm better drunk. I should be drunk more often.
He might be drunk, he might not be. He might just be so infuriated that he's come at you. He, what's the penalties whenever you're mauled, guys?
-2. But he also has a penalty to moving.
I thought it was -2.
It is
Yeah,
-2.
he's committed.
When you're mauled, you also can only hobble about, which means you
Yeah.
can only move.
He's not moving away, he's committed.
Okay, so you can
Yeah.
only move or attack.
He, that's 1 success, that, he's got 2 damage dice incoming.
Wouldn't it be...
Oh,
Wow!
you actually have to soak 1, otherwise you're gonna take 1 point of damage. You soak it, his punches are just so ineffective now.
So I take
So-
1 point of damage rounded... Take 1 point of damage halved, rounded down.
Yep, so it's nothing.
I'm just putting this option out there. But make him a ghoul.
It's, you're up. He's not moving from you. The fact that you've done so well and even slowed him down so much, he came after you. He's committed to
What?
this.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I have the chance of killing him this next turn.
He wouldn't die immediately.
Not from mashing. It would incapacitate him.
It would just start rolling into lethal damage.
Exactly.
So
you have to
I'm...
keep...
Of course, there's the fact that you just punched a man into unconsciousness on the late night streets of New York City.
I won't kill him. I will...
I mean, you can certainly actually run away from him now. There's no way in hell he can catch you.
Fuck no. I'm ending this
Fuck
fight.
that.
I'm ending this fight. Maybe.
Whiff!
The totally mauled and hobbled guy. I just dodges the punch.
He lands those 2 plus his damage die for 2 potential hits again, barring your soak.
I soaked 1, so I take none.
Alright. It's now turn 7. For the past, half minute, these 2 have been engaging in epic fisticuffs. There can be only one. He's not moving, Jordan.
I
I
think
assumed it
turns
was
are
a-
actually a lot shorter in World of Darkness than they are in D&D.
I know, they're 3 seconds at a minimum. Well, it's close to half a minute. It's now on second 21.
4.
Yeah.
Looks like 4. That adds your damage normal of 2.
You're gonna jack this guy up with this last punch.
Maybe.
Maybe.
What a well-aimed blow! That did no damage!
Not a single point.
He responds in kind? with potentially 2 hits again.
Wow.
You take a point of bashing!
Ah.
Despite how heavily wounded he is, perhaps you're overconfident in your drunken state, he nicks you right there on the chin. And the dance continues, unless you want to move away.
No.
Then let it fly!
1.
1.
Potentially 2 hit. Well, I actually didn't roll a third die, but whatever. He's going to roll that third die right there. I forgot my third die.
Sure. He goes down.
He's incapacitated.
Yep, he is incapacitated. With that final hit, he goes down. No longer a threat. You just hear, punk ass.
Now, how does the process in creating ghouls go about?
You feed him some blood.
Give me a perception plus alertness. Oh, this is gonna be, oh no, she'll be fine. Difficulty 7. In your hyped up battle state.
I'm supposing I wasn't using aspects in battle because that would just make me hurt more.
Right.
So is this visual or?
Yeah, it's
No.
visual.
So it's in -2.
Difficulty 5.
All right. 2 successes.
There appears to be a police cruiser that is turning up into the block.
Time to go. I'm out of here.
You easily escape.
That was like 2 minutes, just 2 guys just wailing on each other.
Oh, I might need to know, Byron will not want his jacket back.
Okay. Would Marcus like to do anything else, or is he content with going to his haven?
Bed. That is, I'm tired.
All right, Joseph. After so damn long, it's about like
Johnny.
6:50 now, and sunrise is coming very soon. The soul that he thought he had consumed, or he believes he consumed, finally subsides. The rage. He has done a considerable amount to rip through the bindings, a combination of cable ties as well as rope that Craig had around. So much to potentially put it. That was Plan B for the Malkavian, as he's thrashing like a worm in his own bedroom. It's kind of been put in disarray right now. Joseph just isn't strong enough, even if he had spent blood points to break free out of everything. And so, it's worth noting, you are hungrier in the process. The soul has taken some points away. You're down to 6 out of 10 in your blood pool now, Sean. Just out of spite. And your bedroom's kinda messed up now, due to thrashing and kicking and screaming. Your throat is very hoarse. But, you managed to get out of it. You snap back to your senses. Craig is standing before you. He lets you know that, a third-party blood supply was found for Leslie while you were out, and so she did not succumb to supreme frenzy. And in addition, as it turns out, there is someone who is very much interested in her. In fact, given your name and what you've done for the community of Flushing, word has gotten out a bit that your church is a relatively safe haven. And as it turns out, Boss Callahan himself is taking an interest in Leslie Cutter, and has passed on word that she is welcome on Staten Island.
Where is she now?
She's still in the safe room, where you had ordered her to be kept.
Well, then it's probably too late to get her there tonight, but
Yeah,
first
you have
thing
10
in the
minutes
morning.
before the sun rises.
She can run.
And of course, your both of your ghouls are there now. They're checking up on you to make sure you're okay. And a bit apologetic. They had to improvise things. Didn't exactly know how to restrain you with your room being occupied.
I do need to set up a secondary or something else. But for the time being, it's just a matter of going to sleep.
Okay. And that case, then the rest of the 10 minutes pass uneventfully as Tuesday morning ends with the sun shining high in the sky. Do your characters, like, what do you all wish to do now in the future? Like, when's the next, like, do you guys want to keep going with the session? If so, what do you guys want to do during this session? Are you guys going to get together and converse? You know, maybe ask, you know, Joseph what had happened since he's actually fully functional again? You know, look after Leslie. What do the four of you want to do?
Well, Byron is pretty much, he's got nothing on his plate, and he's kind of wondering when Valentine's going to contact him. A little bit of trepidation there. But, yeah, when he wakes up the next day, he's probably going to give Joseph a call and see what's going on there.
Marcus is probably going to spend probably going to do the first thing he wakes up the next night. He's probably going to return Evelyn her phone.
She greatly appreciates it.
And probably check up on her because it's slightly their fault that she got injured in the first place, but
She definitely would have gotten up over the course of the daytime, left Byron a voicemail, using her house apartment phone, letting him know that she's okay, as well as all of you. She'll actually contact all of you. She'll even call her own cell phone since she figures you have it. And she'll actually be back at work while you all are asleep.
God damn,
Something
she's a
Byron
hard
can-
worker.
Yeah, that's something Byron can do. He'll buy her something nice. I don't know.
She is bloodbound, and she's pretty damn determined. She's a ghoul, although she's very frail and weak. You know, otherwise, if she would have been a normal human being, there's no way she would have had the gumption to stand up to the two enforcers, plus Lorenzo himself.
but yeah, Marcus has pretty much nothing on his plate for the next couple of days until the 19th, was it, or the 17th? Whenever that party was at the Middleman.
It was the 17th. That's a Saturday. 17th of January, 1998.
I've got two different projects I'm going to want to pursue on my own time. The first is finding some way to subvert Vito Fratelli, and the other is investigating those disappearances of affluent left-handed girls.
Right. Sean, again, I'm sorry. Floor is yours. What would your character like to do?
Well, once he's informed of everything that's happened, I think he's more interested in making sure that the family, the Fred or whatever, is more unwelcome than subverted.
Okay.
And if that means contacting the other, the Gaspucci family, which he actually knows is looking to move into southern Queens with their drug trade, and which he'd reveal he knows as a rumor, and see if they can't as a group manage to get them to fight a little bit at the group's pulling the strings.
All right. And Leslie's fate?
Oh, if she's got a safe place to go, he's not trying to hold her back or anything from that.
Okay. She'll be a little unnerved and unfocused and scared a bit, but Joseph's whenever he's not controlled by someone, he's all right. And she'll actually make her way out to Staten Island.
And we do bringing it up to the group. We do want to see what that was about, because that was something that we don't yet have all the information on, and that makes me nervous.
Don't you owe Boss Callahan a boon now?
Yes, a bit of one. As long as he does keep her safe, and I will be checking in on that after a while. But for the moment, there's nothing really I can do about that.
So you four are free to talk in character as much as you'd like. You're also free to tell me how much time you want to pass. If it's until I interrupt you with some sort of out-of-character thing, or if it's until you guys make some movement on your own to do things.
I have a question just on mechanics. How are you planning to deal with regeneration of willpower? Because there are a whole bunch of optional rules, or you can just go with you don't get it back till the end of the story.
I think I'm going to lean more towards that for the time being, simply because of, well, I'm new to the system, and I don't want to implement too many optional things, because I have so much that I'm trying to remember. I mean, this was my first time doing combat in VtM. I think that, we'll make it so that willpower matters a whole lot more, as well as actually having the willpower. For example, Joseph down there actually has expended some willpower, so his willpower is not as strong as it used to be. As well as you're down to like 8 now instead of 9.
That's correct. Yeah, I was mainly looking at the rule that says that if you go along with your archetype, sometimes if you do something in that, you might get a willpower back. So
It's certainly possible. I think it would just it depend on the situation.
Yeah, because
Gotcha.
were you bringing that up? Because my archetype does fit that giving a boon to make Leslie safe as caretaker would be a perfect example of.
That could work. I'll have to spend some time thinking about it. I just don't want to be put into a situation where you guys have an easily farmable method of regaining your willpower so you can keep burning it on successes.
Well,
Exactly.
in any case, it's something that's up for later. But so what are we concentrating on doing with the families? Because I assume that we'd want to act on that as a group, considering they acted against us as a group.
Byron's going to want to talk to Valentine because it's readily apparent that Valentine was directing, what was his name, Lorenzo's moves there. So Byron's not going to do anything to piss Valentine off. So he's going to want to feel the situation out with him before making any move.
Well, I think Joseph would think that would be perfectly reasonable, but assuming Valentine doesn't tell us directly not to hurt them, there's a little bit of a rage there, a little bit of a desire to get revenge.
And that would certainly be understandable even for Byron. They didn't exactly trash your place of business. They just trashed your ghoul.
Yeah, and Byron, likes her as much as he can like any kind. He's hey cat.
Hey, kitty.
He would be, he's a little put out by the whole thing. I mean, he's not going to let it show, but he definitely would not be unhappy if Lorenzo met an untimely end.
From where I'm standing, I'm going to try to either bloodbind or intimidate Vito into turning state's evidence against the entire operation. That's my plan on that front.
I really don't have much of a plan.
Fucking Toreador.
What can I say, man? I'm too busy looking too human.
He's too busy looking forward to that party.
And I don't think you have to worry about Mario being there anymore.
Oh, I think he's out for quite a while.
I don't think he wants to show himself around you anymore.
You put that motherfucker in the hospital.
You did. I thought that was a worthwhile penalty for a botch, and you ended up, despite the fact that you had lost some dice due to being drunk, you played it very well.
So pretty much Marcus is going to live out what he normally does, what he did before the entire Leslie Cutter incident. You know, do some gigs, do some things, hobnob, gossip, that sort of thing. And if everyone else in the party asks for his help, he'll assist to the best of his abilities.
He doesn't feel particularly motivated by vengeance. He already got that out on the streets.
Yeah, I beat up Mario. Who else do I want to beat up?
Lorenzo Fratelli.